Hello,
Welcome.
Mr. Thomas here.
Mrs. Collette here.
We are flipping back into Algebra 2. We're slightly out of breath today, talking about natural logarithms. Our goal is to evaluate and simplify natural logarithmic expressions, that's a mouthful, and
solve equation using natural logs. Okay? So let's just get started. So we haven't talked about natural logs yet. So a natural log is just whenever you're using base E, it's just another graph. Okay, so our natural log, we deal with natural log and e's. So if y is equal to e to the x power, then we can go with our putting it into log form. X is equal to log base e of y, which this is the same thing as the natural log of y. So the natural log is the inverse of e to the x power. So if we look at these graphs, this is the graph of e to the x power, and this is the inverse, which is the natural log of x. Okay, so let's look at solving some equations using the natural log in base e. Okay, so first we have simplifying a natural log expression. So it says, what is 2 natural log of 15 minus the natural log of 75 written as a single natural log? So we've done this with just logs back in 7.4. The same properties we apply to this today. So we have 2 natural log of 15 minus natural log of 75. This 2 represents the exponent of whatever our 15 is. So this could be the same thing as natural log of 15 squared minus the natural log of 75. So now we have these two things, natural log of two things. There's a minus, so we know that's quotient. So we take 15 squared divided by 75. So 15 squared is 225 divided by 75 is 3. So our answer would be, as one natural log would be the natural log of 3. Okay. And now let's look at another example. So now we have what are the solutions of the natural log of x minus 3 squared, which is equal to 4. So what we need to do is we need to get this x by itself, right? That's what we're solving for. So we need to get rid of the natural log. In order to do that, we take the e of both sides. So the e and the natural log are opposites, so therefore they cancel. So we take this e to the natural log of x minus 3 squared, and then this, we do the same thing, e to the 4th power, okay? By doing that, e and the natural log cancels, so therefore we have x minus 3 squared. We bring that down, which is equal to e to the 4th power. So now we're still solving for x. Our x now is being in the parentheses squared. We want to undo that. So we take the square root of both sides. So same thing that the characteristics, if we have e to the 4th power, what we can do is this is root 2 divided by 2. 4 divided by 2 is 2. So this would be x minus 3 is equal to plus or minus e squared. Still solving for x, so we add 3, cancel, cancel. So x is equal to 3 plus or minus e squared. So now this right here, with all of these that we've been doing, we have what x equals. Once we have what x equals, we need to put that into our calculator. So we enter in 3 plus function e squared, and we get 10.3890, okay? And then we also do, because square root of both sides, we have to do the negative, 3 minus, so we get negative 4.3890. Okay, so those are your two possible answers. Cool?
And I'm back. All right, we are going to look at the next part of our lesson, which should be simplifying, but it's not, it's solving. I got it wrong. It's solving. So we're going to solve. So we got a few examples that we're going to look at. So, natural log of x equals 2. When you see this ln, you're just going to move it to the other side, that e, okay? And so I'm going to rewrite this as x equals e squared. Once you get the x and a number or the e squared, you're just going to plug that into the calculator. Maybe. Okay, so I already have 3 minus e squared, so I'm just going to make it easy on myself. You just type it in as e squared. Remember, function tab is where you find the E. And then you just punch in the numbers. And so my answer would be 7.389 and all those numbers. And MathXL will have you round to like the nearest 10th or 100th. I'm not exactly sure. But that would be that answer. I think it was 7.389. So we'll just say x equals 7.389. All right, so now looking at this example, we have the ln, we need to move that first. And so I'm gonna rewrite this as 3x plus 5, all that in parentheses squared, equals e to the 4th. This looks very similar to the one that Ms. Collette just did. Since I have a squared here, I gotta get rid of that by square rooting. And what I do to one side, I do to the other. The 3x plus 5 drops. And then e to the 4th, that becomes e squared. And now it's a normal algebraic equation. So, we haven't used red, let's use red. Minus 5 from each side. My 3x drops. This becomes e squared minus 5. Actually, I'm going to rewrite this. Since we have these square roots over here, this is going to be plus or minus. And so I'm going to go and just write that as minus 5 plus or minus e squared. And now, this is where it's going to get a little tricky. And I'm also running out of room. I'm going to divide by 3. And so that's going to cancel. So I'm going to rewrite this as x equals negative 5 plus or minus e squared all over 3. All right, and now that's what you're going to punch into the calculator. So I'm going to go ahead and just start over. And so I'm going to hit my fraction button. Oh, I didn't delete everything. That's embarrassing for me. Okay, so I'm going to punch in negative 5 plus e squared on the top. So I'm going to have over here negative 5 plus e squared, and then on the bottom 3. And so one of my answers is 0.796. So I can write that down if I want. I'm going to just write it down up here. So x equals 0.796. And then my other answer is going to be, instead of plus, it's going to be minus. And so that answer is negative 4.1296. I'm just going to say negative 1.3. And so x could be, is it negative 1 or negative 4?
Negative 4.
Negative 4. Thank you, Ms. Collette.
You're welcome.
All right, and so those are my answers. All right, let's look at one more example. Let's see if I can work this smartboard correctly. No such luck. That's no good for me. All right, one more example of how to solve. Hopefully you get the idea. All right, this one is actually going to be solved by Miss Collette because she's better at math than I am. So, Miss Collette, come take it over.
Okay. Now, let's do e to the 3x plus 5 is equal to 15. So, we want x by itself. Main goal, that's what we want. So, we're going to isolate this e to the 3x. So, we know what we need to do. We subtract 5 to both sides. So, we have e to the 3x power is equal to 15 minus 5 is 10. So, opposite of e, natural log. We're just going to take the natural log of both sides to cancel that. So 3x is equal to the natural log of 10. Still solving for x, divide by 3. So we have x equals the natural log of 10 divided by 3. So we go to Desmos, and we have, I don't even remember what it was. Natural log of 10 divided by 3. So we have up here the natural log. Thank you. natural log of 3, or is it 10? 10, I'm sorry guys, I got my round off down and now I'm not thinking. 10 over 3, and we get 0.7675. So I'm just going to say 0.77, and we're done without problem. X equals 0.77. Okay? So that concludes 7.6, and that concludes chapter 7. Am I right, Mr. Thomas?
I think you could say we rounded off this chapter, and that's a great way to end the whole chapter, right? Maybe one more round off?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And also,
Let's see if we can hit it.
Yeah, let's do it, okay?
All right, a full round off this time. Don't kick me in the head.
I would never do.
Okay, here we go.
Oh! I didn't hit
I just
it.
did a cartwheel. Obviously, we're not a very good gymnast, but
Next time.
we will see you next time. Adios.
Bye!